guys sing Grace and Water? You got that Dusty Cup later? Kick ass, man. Somebody hit my music.
Fuck you, PrizePicks! Hate you. Fuck you, PrizePicks!
Well, I've had enough.
Fuck you, PrizePicks! All the shit, man, I hate enough! Fuck you, PrizePicks! My whole clique about to fuck you up! Fuck you, PrizePicks! Population, we are not the same! Fuck you, PrizePicks! Get to win and take everything! Logging in, make my picks, I'm about to get this spread. It makes me harder than Candace Parker giving me head. Rage bed, if I don't win, then I'ma come pick you up. Cartwheeling to the bridge, if we a fam, then we all jump. Betty got the hope, she rolls her knees, her ends up dead. Whatever it takes, I'm trying to make this money with my friends. WNBA season, so much green you won't believe. Join in Discord, you can pay a top support and more. At least I'm kidding, we really winning the ghost of the industry. Johnny and Clyde, they don't want the smoke, we taking all the money, ain't no selling now. Population, we are not the same, we do this every day now. Everybody say, fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
Hate you.
Fuck you, PrizePicks.
Well, I've had enough.
Fuck you, PrizePicks. You can keep your rotten taco. Fuck you, PrizePicks. Parmigiani, not tomato. Fuck you, PrizePicks. If you really wanna win, fuck you, PrizePicks. Come and rock with population.
Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit.
And here we go.
Join the fucking movement. And I'm speaking about that movement as we are starting the Balking Dead today, fellas. Happy, and happy's a good thing. It is Tuesday, and we got bills to pay, as well as the hottest hitting prop segment to ever walk God's green earth. So get your notebooks out, and let's get to the damn money. This show is sponsored by W, clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And by scanning the QR code on screen, you can get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code on God's green earth. Pub Sports, that is. If you haven't already, do me a favor and smash that like button and make sure you do have the notification bells on, as I will read out all the best bets at the end of the show. Just do me a favor and hashtag WeBePubbin next to it so I know which ones to read, as well as if you have a comment for me to address or a picture for me to talk on, hashtag WeBePubbin in that as well, so I know which ones to just skip over. It'll make it a lot easier. If it don't have WeBePubbin, I can just skip it. And yeah. On this show, guys, we will talk the first line opened up on a K-prop, also the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show. And then we will see where the value lies between PrizePicks and the books. This show, of course, is also sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PubSports and get a match deposit on your first deposit up to 100, minimum of 25. First guy on the board is the Sandy Man, number 43 in the black book. Sandy Alcantara at the Rays, striking people out this year 20.5%, while walking people 6.5% of the time. Morning line to the 6.5 was even money on FanDuel, where that still is the best line available, but now at DraftKings. PrizePicks also has him at a 6.5, where his pitching outs on PrizePicks under over are at a 20. I wish I could whistle because Ecole Chingalo, man, that's a fucking lot of outs, man. Projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties for your Rays today. We're going to start the day off talking the Sandy Man at the Rays. And when we look at their overall numbers over the last 15 days, yeah, they're not walking. They're smashing the ball with a team isolated power near 200, as well as striking out 24% of the time, as well as being a team in the top 10 in whiff and chase departments, which whiff is just an extra bonus, guys, with Alcantara, as whiff was the key that I used to back him last year. But now it's the octopus keys that is the way I look to back our man now. And that is, give me a team who takes first pitches and I will get in. As since I figured out why they jumped up Hugh Darvish 2 strikeouts in a spot that said, what? I've come to the realization that some people are just out the norm, and that being they use 4 or more pitches to put away people equally, not just your classic everyday run-of-the-mill slider to righties, changeup to lefties. Nah. You don't want to go down 0-1 to a guy who could just dominate you, guys. Like, Baseball is a guessing game. At the end of the day, it's 80% mental, 60% physical. I like to go with that. And that's the Yogi Bearism of baseball. You are guessing. It's a guessing game. This is a game of failure. The only sport where you fail more times than you not, and you are considered good, if not great. Yeah, fail. The greatest hitter in the history of baseball failed 6 out of 10 times, and that's my uncle, Teddy Williams. Pictures over there. I was like, where's his shit at? But yeah, it's a game of failure, guys, at the end of the day. So you are told to go in and lock in on what pitch is going to come. So you will see guys take a fucking fastball down the dick of the plate first pitch, or a breaking ball for a strike, and be like, oh my God, they were sitting on another pitch, guys. That's the only reason. Now, when you get into 2-strike mode, you got to hack, you got to battle, but you're not going to waste your first at bat sitting and sitting. You don't want to go down 0-1 to a guy who's top 10 in the league in first strike percentage, and then can go to 4 different pitches afterwards to strike you out equally. So, as it's been now for over a month with Sandy Alcantara, I give a fucking rat's ass what the numbers are with the team that he's facing. I care about their first pitch strike percentage, as well as with being a bonus, and the K percentage that the team could bring in being a bonus, as it's not the end-all be-all with him. As I ran him, the last time I ran him, he had 4 people who were only whiffing, but 6 people who took first strikes. Guess who won? Yeah, fucking Sandy Alcantara won, guys. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I figured it out. It is what it is. The last few times we've hit with the Sandy man on his K prop has been that way. Now, last week I looked at his outs and I hit that. I've been able to bet Sandy man really, really well now, guys, since we found out that whiff ain't his key. Whiff was his key last year, and people fucking change, people adapt. So, yeah, give me that lineup who takes first pitches as I stare at Jessica Pagulia's fine ass. All right, guys, let's talk about a guy who I see getting blitzed today, and that's Mackenzie Gore at the Blue Jays. Number 27 in the black book. He's striking people out at a 27% clip, while walking people 10% of the time. Morning line was 5 plus minus 112 on FanDuel, and that is still the same line to the 4.5 and still on FanDuel, where PrizePicks has him at a 5. Pitching outs, though, are under over 16. Projected lineup is 8 righties and 1 lefties. And before we get into the write-up on our man today, do us a favor and smash that damn like button. And go hit that fucking retweet as well, as we've got some action to talk about. Now, we got our first spot of the day where the books respect the bats, and that's Mackenzie Gore at the Blue Jays, as they dropped his K-prop to a 4.5 at what should be a pick'em. Wait a second. Whoa. My bad. Whoa. They dropped the shit to a 4.5 at which should be minus 130. And then they're giving it to us at a minus 112. That's why the books are actually respecting him. Now, the Jays don't strike out, and they're destroying lefties, guys. As in the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, they're not walking, smashing the ball with a team isolated power of 200, and striking out less than 20% of their at-bats. And that goes back to August 1st for these numbers. So let's go see who they seen in that time span. Logan Allen 2 times. He went 5 innings with 3 strikeouts and 4 innings with just 2 strikeouts, having 1 earned run and 4 earned runs, respectively. Brandon Williams of the Reds went 5.2 innings, giving up 4 earned runs while striking out 6. Justin Steele went 5 innings, 3 earned runs while striking out 7, where James Paxton went 5, 4 earned runs and striking out 4. And that's who they've seen in that time span from left-handed starters. And the strikeouts fluctuate to the under-over depending on, but the earned runs sure fucking don't, as they've been putting a beating on lefties, guys, and hence the reason why I have to look at attacking Gore's earned runs over 2.5. And when he's faced teams since the All-Star break who's hit lefties, which has been 3 teams, the Cubs, the Yankees, and the Phillies, and in those game spans, he's given up nothing less than 5 earned runs. So no juice or juice, guys. I was going to get in, and the books tell me, okay, 2.5 minus 150. That's where he was when I bet him versus the Phillies. And we cashed that by the second fucking inning. Now, before I did put that bet in, I knew I wanted to back the next guy in this game somehow, some way. And after the write-up, I knew I wanted to fade Berrios. So the bet is going to come in on the Jose Berrios breakdown on the way I'm going to fade Mackenzie Gore today. As in, I can see him hitting his K prop, getting his ass kicked. So I don't want nothing to do with this strikeout prop. His earned runs were minus 145 to the 2.5. I like that. Now, what I also like, guys, is some Jose fucking Berrios today. And we've got ourselves a 2-pick PrizePicks play put in. And we've also got us a bet put in. So 2 different ways. And it's backing Jose Berrios versus these Nationals. Number 50 in the black book, striking people out at a 23% clip while walking people 7% of the time. Morning line was 5+ minus 130 on DraftKings, where the best line available to the 4.5 is now on MGM, and that's at a minus 140. PrizePicks has him at a 5, whereas fantasy score under over is 29.5. Projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties. Now we get to talk of some Jose Berrios. Jose versus the No Fly Nationals. And it's a get back spot. Let's just touch on Berrios versus the No Fly Zone this year, as he's had himself 2 games versus the Astros with never hitting more than 3 strikeouts, as well as 3 games versus the Red Sox, as he had 4, 6, and 8 respectively, as well as the other teams that are in the top 10 in making contact when they chase, but yet not no-fly zones. He had 2 games versus the Orioles where he had 4 and 5, and 1 game versus the D-Packs, versus the Diamondbacks, where he ended the day with just 4. Whoa. So the books know that we know he has struggled versus teams who make contact when they chase. And that's what we have in the Nationals here, guys, is yes, they chase, but they make contact more often than not. Other than that fucking Cuck Ruiz yesterday, who struck out 3 times on my under. Fuck, man. I'm still upset about that. Yesterday was a story of bad beats for the ones that I did lose on. And I still ended up down a fucking unit. So, yeah, it wasn't a fucking great day. As Zach Gallen went out and gave up 3 runs when I had the Dodgers team total first 5 under 2.5 in the first inning, and didn't give up a run afterwards and cooked me there. Chris Sale, he was going to need 2 strikeouts in his last inning. He got 2 strikeouts in his last inning. And then we got to Gosman, who was going to need 2 strikeouts in his last inning. He got 2 strikeouts in his last inning. So I lost 2 unders by the hook yesterday. That fucking hurt. That hurt. But I can't let it fucking affect the way I cap. I can't let it go into today. And I've got to look at Jose Berrios, guys. And the lean is to the under 5 strikeouts. But the bet, guys, is we're going to look to back Jose Berrios in a get back spot, where he is 3 and 5 to the over 4.5 strikeouts this year when facing a team in the top 10 chase contact rate, where they make contact when they chase. So that's a good bet to look towards the under. It's a great bet to the 5 on PrizePicks, as he's landed on 5 a few times. So you do get that as a push. So that's definitely PrizePicks worthy. But I'm going to tell you a better PrizePick spot. And that's getting into back in Jose Berrios on get back days, as he's had 4 times this year where he's given up 4 earned runs or more. Like last week, he gave up 4 or more earned runs. And in the very next game, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in any of those games, while putting up a goose egg in 2 of those games. So get back day is fucking real. We get Berrios on a get back day versus a guy I see him giving up 3 earned runs in his sleep, and they juiced his earned runs to the same way I ended up betting, guys. And that's a half unit on the Blue Jays race to 3 at minus 150. I think Berrios goes 6 solid today. He's shown me he doesn't give up 3 earned runs in get back days, as well as I think fucking gets freaking walloped today, but you can still hit your strikeouts while getting walloped. So The strikeout prop, I could see it going 4-5. That's why I did like the flat 5 on PrizePicks. But the way I betted him on PrizePicks was to start my 2-pick was his fantasy score over 29.5. He has shown not to give up 3 earned runs. In get back day spots, he should be out there for the quality start. I don't got to worry about his strikeouts when he's going to get the win and the quality start. I could fucking hit that 29.5 with 0 fucking strikeouts. So I found the way not to be stressing on an under on a strikeout prop while also fading Mackenzie Gore. And that was the Blue Jays race to 3 at a -150. Now, hopefully I didn't hum to a law just a little too quick and we've got the guy here. But we get to the hottest hitting segment in all the land. Twitter, YouTube, wherever you want to put it up next to, guys, I'll fucking put it up next to it. And this man pisses on white meat, and he's a straight carnivore. Maybe the last fucking megalodon to be living. And I'm talking ribeyes with Mike.
I didn't want salmon! I said it 4 times! Wedding is horseshit.
Yeah. No one's going to be able to come up with fucking that type of shit, bro. They all got their levels of, oh, let's bring, nah, this is the last living fucking megalodon, fellas. He's a carnivore.
We eat red meat.
You're getting bookies banning you from betting RBIs. Yeah,
I never
that's
thought
a
he'd
real
have to call me
problem.
and say that. You never thought he'd have to call
Man.
me and say that. But,
Woof.
you know,
That's,
we'll
that's
take
a
it. We'll
beautiful
stick 'em.
thing, bro. How you
That was
doing? How you
glorious.
been? How's life?
Doing, man. What a thank you for coming on the stream last night. As always, we kicked some ass and had a lot of fun doing it. So it was a glorious night actually, and it's been a good run here. So again, I'm sad to see baseball kind of get into those dog days. We're starting to see big numbers, but we're starting to see plus money opportunities that are really becoming predictive, I think, across some of these hitting prop spots. So I love it, man. It's a great time of year. We got some sports around the corner, and we're getting that bankroll right to be able to really take some shots and fire some big bombs out there. So let's keep it rolling, man. Let's do it.
Now that you've been humming and doing these freaking these props, bro, I don't know how long you've been doing the prop business in MLB, bro, but August and September's are always the better months for me because all the bullshit's out the way. We've got all the numbers. It's all there now in front of us. You know, it's like,
Right.
so we're able to dot our I's and cross our T's a little more than guesstimate.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning, and it's like, when it comes to some of the models and some of the trends that are out there, you can really start to shine through. You're not guessing anymore about what the team's going to be. You kind of know what they're going to be at this point. And the same thing with players, right? There's guys that stand on their heads and they find a way to get it done. And then there's other guys that just aren't. And it's no longer a situation where you're kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to rebound. So you can bet with confidence or a little more confidence than you could normally speaking at the start of the year. So this is the first year in the prop game when it comes to baseball. So I started out the season early, just kind of keep my eyes on some things and charting some things out. But I used to play a lot of DFS, a couple of years back, and that was the spot for me to kind of take advantage of different lineups. But what I like most about this is it's against the bookies. I don't want to play against a bunch of dudes that have computer simulators putting 150 models out there that try to stack a lineup and win the $1 million. Yeah, I'd love it, but I'm not going to be naive enough to think that I'm going to go put 2 or 3 lineups out there and then whacking them down. But I can put those numbers out there against the bookies, and I can take those plus money spots, man. Let's go.
Man, I can't believe they were giving out -107s and 108s still on Mookie Betts and Julio Rodriguez over 1.5s, bro. Like, what the fuck are those? Should be like -190s the way those guys are playing, bro. But they don't correct it, bro. They need to be smacked at times. And we talk about it. Hitting props or you ride them, guys. You ride guys when they're hot, and then you get off them when they're not, dude. And you can hit guys 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row while they're hot. It's just the way the hitting prop goes. It's the way the hitting prop market goes. And that's why it's fucking nuts that Mike shows up 1, maybe 2 days a week and fucking smacks those days, bro, because you play them pretty much every day, but yet there's always going to be that one fucking day, dude. Like, you fuckers, bro. And it don't happen to this man, and it don't happen often. So let's get right into the first guy on the damn board, and that's going to be in the Phillies and Angels game. And this is a guy where before Big Show, well, not before Big Show, after Big Show. Big Show was the first to ever speak ladders, talk greatness, whoop, whoop, whoop. And Tone was the first guy I seen bet a guy for a month straight. A month fucking straight. And no bullshit. The shit hit over 93%. And that's where we get back to betting guys that are hot, guys. And this guy is fucking hot that Mike's about to talk about.
Yeah, man. So this is a situation, today's card was, I thought a little trickier than most. I never read a card I didn't like, but I like a lot of unders today. So I was kind of getting selective and where do I think the runs are going to come from here. And, last night we cashed that over in this Phillies Angels game. And I think it's going to be another look at that tonight as well here. The Philadelphia Phillies are heating up at the right time. They're chasing down that NL playoff opportunity. They want it. They've got the right offense for it. They made some adjustments when it came to their pitching staff at the trade deadline to bolster things up as well. And I like this Philly spot a ton today. I think it's where I'm going with this number here is Bryce Harper in the 4-hole. You guys have heard me talk about a lot of different ways that I try to approach the card just to kind of share some ideas that you can take away from the stream as well and kind of teach you guys how to fish so that you can eat fish for life, unless you're like me and you want to get those ribeyes. That being said, though, Bryce Harper, guy's crushing it right now. You talk about the streaks and the opportunities. Yeah, 4-hole, RBIs in 6 of 7 games, and they're multiple RBIs. Why are they multiple RBIs? Because there's great batters in front of him that are out there getting on base as well. Schwarber, Trey Turner's a monster. Nick Castellanos, he didn't get there for me yesterday in the RBI spot, but again, it's an offense that's firing right now on all cylinders. Bryce Harper's got 8 at-bats against Tyler Anderson. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. 8 at-bats, 4 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, hitting .500 with a 7.78 on-base average there. So guy is just seeing the ball very well right now. If you look at his numbers, not just against the Angels yesterday, but over a defined period of work here in the last 7 to 10 days. And I'm going to feast with him today. The number is plus 165. So give me Bryce Harper. Give me that plus 165. We're going to take that one away and run with it.
Yeah, that don't make no sense, man, especially with how this team's smashing fucking lefties, and Trey Turner's been on base 13 straight fucking home games. And who bats in front of Bryce Harper? The guy who's been on base 13 fucking straight home games. Like, come on, man. I'm there with you, Mike. You don't even got to know. I'm in the car. I'm in the fucking car. Now we're going to a game which was a bloodbath yesterday, guys. Like, Icole Chingalo, man. You want to put a back-to-back last yesterday with those two teams? Woof. And, man, this guy had a yopper yesterday, and we're going to go straight into the Boston and Astros game. Who you looking at here?
I got my guy Tristan Castis, I think is how you say this guy's last name here. And again, a lefty situation going up against JP France. So a couple thoughts in this spot for me with this game here. I kind of try to back into these things and looking at what do I see as a total going to do? What do I see on the side and who's going to get the job done and win the game? And I feel really, really optimistic about this Boston in the over spot today for a bunch of reasons. What a great game yesterday was. Brian Bellows on the bump there as well, and he gets a ton of run support when he gets out there. Opposite of what happens with guys like Ohtani. When Ohtani goes out there, they're ending up getting in 2-1 games, and they end up taking losses into some of those spots because they just don't get the run support. But Brian Bellows, he's in a 5-0 spot with a 5.4 margin of victory when he gets out there. So they are scoring. They are getting that run support. And Tristan sitting down there in the 6-hole at plus 185 for me as a guy that's been firing bullets lately here. He's a situation 2 of 4, hits yesterday. He had a home run. I'm sorry, not yesterday. He had the home run and 2 RBIs against the LA Dodgers in an explosive game on Sunday. And, he played out there the other day against JP. This is JP's kind of revenge tour where he got lit up and smoked like a big fat blunt. He had 2 innings pitched, let up 10 earned runs the last time JP came out there and faced these Boston Red Sox. So for me, this was a cash spot at plus 185. Highlight of the day or high spot of the day for me, but it's an offense that is explosive in a game I expect to see a lot of runs. And just makes a ton of sense for me there with Duvall and Yoshida, Turner, Devers, and Verdugo all in front of this man. There should be guys on base. They all have a positive of 500 or better hit record against JP France. And I know JP France is going to be mad, but I think he's going to see some more runs again today. I expect this game to fly over the number of 10.5. It's posted high for a reason. And I like the spot with Cassis out there to get it done to her.
Yeah, man, I'm over here trying to read in between the lines as I search up on Tyler Anderson, and they're telling me he's going to go 6 innings, but yet give up 3 earned runs, which is weird, right? Yeah, that's quality start, but it's like they're begging for under money on his outs, but yet they've juiced the fuck out of his earned runs where it shouldn't be juiced, which says he's giving up 3 runs. So he's going to have a terrible fucking inning, bro, and calm down is what that tells me.
Yeah,
I'm a weirdo who likes to read between the lines.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that early, right? The kind of the top spot. They get through that first part of the order and they get whacked. Then he settles
That's happened
down.
a lot with Philly, man.
Yeah,
They score early and calm down. That's like, bro, what's going on? We need more. We need more. And speaking of more, we're getting into a guy named Moore, but I'm going to save him for last. I'm going to save the best guy for last, guys. And we're going to head on over to a game where I hope the fucking Padres just keep losing, because this is the best entertainment right now, guys, is turn on that San Diego fucking radio and watch these fucking hippies whine about how shitty their team is and how much they've paid them. And yeah, division winners, my ass. The Nationals have a better record than the Padres. Woo! And we're talking Padres in St. Louis, and we know it ain't a Padre. Who we talk about?
Yeah, I got to go to Nolan Arenado. You know, the guy's a beast. He's leading the team in a ton of the hitting metrics out there. And again, when it comes to this pitching matchup with Arenado, he's seen Seth Lugo 10 at-bats. He's been effective as effective can be. He's got 6 hits off him in those 10. He's hitting at a 60% rate. 3 of them were home runs, and he put up 5 RBIs when he was doing it. So it's a situation where I've got a guy that's got a plus 155 next to his name, and I'm going to try to capitalize and seize it. You know, when I was looking at this situation and kind of comparing, who's the other guy in St. Louis? Well, it's Paul Goldschmidt. You know, there's a guy that's effective as well with 9 at-bats, 6 hits, 2 home runs, and 2 RBIs against Seth Lugo as well. But when you look at the pricing, what made me kind of lean to the Nolan Arenado spot is Goldschmidt's priced at plus 190 for the RBI, and then Arenado's priced at plus 155. So for me, what that tells me is Goldschmidt's going to be the guy that gets on base, or Edman in front of him, Tommy Edman in the leadoff spot. But they suspect that 3, which is where a number of RBIs come out across the Major League Baseball, is that 3-hole. They expect the 3-hole today to get it done. Nolan Arenado sitting there with a ton of effectiveness out there with Seth Lugo, and he's plus 155. So lock me in, sign me up, and try to see if we can't knock Seth Lugo around early here and get this thing in the first inning.
What I like about all your plays, bro, is they can each one of these dudes can hit a bomb. It's not out the fucking question, bro. These guys are power hitters in good spots too. Like, fuck, the last time Sunday, bro, what? All 4 guys hit home runs?
Yep. So you guys
RBIs,
have heard me talk
baby.
about you've heard me talk about the home run strategy, right? So I throw the unit on the RBI and then the half unit on the home run. And so we picked up almost 7 units on the RBIs with the 4-0 on Sunday. The home runs paid out over 11 units in terms of just a half a unit on each of those home runs. Granted, it was a great day for that, and we got there. But again, more cash by going half units. Worst case scenario, they only get the RBI. And while the worst case scenario is they don't do anything, right? You got a scoreless game. But if you only get the RBI and you don't get the home run, you're still going to profit by a unit in that strategy. And then we parlayed them together for a nice little 54-1 on top of it.
Hey, you hit that 54-1 as well, bro. That was nuts, bro. All 4 together. And wow. Something, though, that I have picked up in on Sundays, bro. I swear to God, they're using juice balls. More people are at the stadium. The totals are going way over that day. It's just, bro, it's weird. It's weird.
You know what? It's funny, too, because I was looking at some stats around that, and Sundays are effectively over days. You know, they also, though, across Major League Baseball, Mondays, which is kind of crazy to me because I think about the getaway spots, right? Sundays get out of town, Mondays roll into town. And, they might be using those juice balls to kind of bolster those numbers. And and make those games a little more exciting. So that being said, we'll take it, man. Let those balls fly off those bats with some power and explosiveness, and get those guys trotting around those bases.
Mike, you got someone in the chat asking if you round robin the RBIs.
Yeah, Brandon the Great. So I do that a lot, right? So I'll play him out there, and just I guess I try to select, do I want to go 2-3? If I've got a 4-pack, I try to bring you guys a 4-pack when I see it out there, and I'll usually do 2 spots. I'll do the round robins on 2 spots. Give me a couple of tickets with the 2 spots. A lot better than the 3s. I was doing 3s for a while, but one guy misses, and now your shot of if you, 3-1 on the round robin is only going to give you if you do a 3-leg round robin, you're going to get 4 shots at it. And you're going to have 3 losses because that one guy ended up losing. So skinny it back to 2s. You're going to find that those numbers are still massive. They pay out plus 500, plus 600s, and it's a 2 spot. So it's a lot, the higher the probability, the lesser the spots that there are in those parlays. So, but you got to do you and find out what works.
Yep. We're going to end the day with the hottest thing fucking going besides me, maybe Mookie Bet. Maybe. I don't even know, bro, because this dude is untouchable at the moment, and he's got himself another good matchup. And I'm going to talk about how you get a minus 320 favorite to plus money in a little bit, but he going to talk about the hottest hitter in baseball, and that's the Seattle Mariners number 1 player, probably the best player in baseball right now. And let's talk some Julio.
Hitting like a machine. If you're just crawling out from under a rock, this is definitely one of the strongest hitters in Major League Baseball here, especially kind of leading into and then coming out of the All-Star break. The guy's been on fire. He kind of had a little lull, but here's the situation with the Seattle Mariners that are trying to push and lock down this division and try to make these playoff runs. So he knows what the stakes look like here. The stakes are high, and he's been swinging the bat at an incredible rate. I mean, the numbers, if you look it up and you see what he's doing there, yesterday alone had 5 at-bats, got 4 hits, had a home run, had 3 RBIs. Unbelievable spot out there. We cashed that one at plus 165. And today they took the juice down just a little bit. It's now plus 160. But again, if you're going to price me with the hottest guy swinging the bat in baseball at plus 160, hell yeah, I'm going to take a shot at that thing. Give me J.P. Crawford, elected to get on base. He's got some effectiveness out there. But when it comes to Waldichuk, Julio Rodriguez, he's got 2 looks at him. He hit 1 and he got the RBI off it. So he's in the right spot here in the 2-hole. Wish you see him in the 3, but the guy knows what he's doing out there. He swings the bat with a ton of confidence, and confidence breeds confidence. And so you got a guy here that just continues to see the ball well, doesn't second guess what he's doing, and he's putting it yardstick majority of the time, which I kind of expect to see again today. But, at that plus 160 number again, give me the plus 160. I don't have any really high ceilings for you guys today because I was really concerned about the totals in a lot of these games and being unders. But what we do have is a lot of guys that are flirting with that sweet spot number. And, it's a game where I think here's a spot where I'd love to see Seattle get it done. Do I want to lay 1.5 runs at minus 150 or minus 160? Not really. But give me a J-Rod spot at plus 160. And all I got to do is root for this guy to knock that ball around the field, and I could cash that plus money spot on a game that I think is going to have some explosiveness on that Seattle side of the bats.
You want some explosiveness? How about a live bet, guys? Live 3rd set bet or 4th set bet. The 3rd set is live in the U.S. Open right now. Molkin's up on Dimitrov 2-1, and he's about to lose this set. People take 3rd sets off quite a bit when you're up 2-0. It happens in these 5-setters, guys. So I'm going live 4th set over 9.5 at minus 115. Get in where you fucking fit in. All right, guys, if you're showing up for the hottest hitting prop segment in all the mother trucking land, guys, smash that like button, as it does help people find about the best prop show on God's green earth. And he's going to start ribeyes with Mike with Bryce Harper's RBI at plus 165. And then head on over to the Red Sox and get in on some Tristan Casas at plus 185. Now we get into the shorter stacks of the money, but these guys ain't short on the stick. Let me talk to you. Norlin Arenado at plus 155 for his RBI, as well as Julio Rodriguez from the Seattle Mariners at plus 160. Get in where you fit in, guys. I don't tell people to tail often. I told one of my good friends to tail who puts in healthy bets. So let's keep it rolling. There is no pressure when a guy just keeps winning. So let them know what you got going on, where they can find you, and all that good shit.
Yeah, man. So you guys know what it is here. You find me on Twitter, Pimp Slap POD. I always like to partner up with my guy Sharpie. Sharpie's Sunday Playhouse is becoming a lot of fun. We're making a lot of cash at it. And you know what? Whenever we get a chance to get live and share some opportunities with you guys, we like to do that. So I certainly do. And enjoy spending the time with the Pub Sports Network. We're trying to make this thing bigger, badder, and better than everybody else that's out there. And I think the difference is, guys, you see on the screen are real, man. We use real money, and we're trying to get our bankrolls built as well. So it's not just guys throwing picks out there, but guys that are actually making the picks. And that's why we take that shit a little more serious, man. So shout out to you, Sharpie, for giving me the opportunity. Big show. You guys keep it going, man. Love this segment you guys do here. And let's stack that cash, baby. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times. Winning is horseshit.
Now we get into the last 3 pitchers on the board, as the only bet so far on the pitching prop side is we took the Blue Jays race to 3 at minus 150, as I expect Jose Berrios to shove and Mackenzie Gore to give up them cheeks. Gavin Williams at the Twins, number 56 in the black book, striking people out 25.5% of the time while walking people 9.5% of the time. Morning line was 7+ at plus 104, where the best line available now to that 6.5 is minus 118 on FanDuel. And 6.5 is also where PrizePicks has him, where his outs under over are at a 16 flat. Projected lineup is 5 righties, 4 lefties. And now we get to talk of some Gavin Williams at the Twins and their overall numbers over the last 15 days, as they're tops in the league in walk percentage and smashing the ball with a team isolated power near 200, that they are striking out 27% of the time, as well as being one of the worst teams when it comes to whiffing at pitches. And when we look at Gavin Williams versus other teams who whiff, and not counting his very first game in the show, he has seen the Royals 2 times when they were whiffing, and he had himself 6 and 7 strikeouts. Then he shit the bed versus the Phillies, as he didn't make it past the 4th inning, and he only had 3 strikeouts. And then he had himself a 10-piece versus the Rays. So all in all, he's come close to this 6.5 or hit it versus teams who whiff, as long as he just doesn't go out and get butchered. And that's the part of capping where I just can't cap. If a guy doesn't show up with his hard hat and work boots, how am I supposed to get the fucking job done? As I play the spots where they shine, and this seems to be one of those spots with Gavin today. Now, when we check on young Gavin's splits so far in the show, granted only 12 games, he's dominated the right-handed side of the plate compared to the left-handed side of the plate. And that goes from his strikeout percentage versus righties being elite, 28%, to a below-league average 22.5% when he faces lefties, as well as lefties having 100 points higher than the right-handed side when it comes to on-base percentage and his slugging numbers. Now, we also have Gavin on the road, where his K percentage has gone up, but I'm going to tell you I don't care about that, as the games where he's faced teams who whiff have been 50-50 when it comes to home road, and he's done just fine in the spots that he's needed to. So it's been more of a matchup base than his home run splits for me. So the question is, do I want to fuck around and find out? As we're going to need lineups for this one, as we do need the whiff to get in, and the K percentage would be a bonus. The issue I'm having is, does he give up his butt cheeks in the process of a team smashing the ball and a guy who has an issues with lefties when they're projecting 5 lefties? So as easy of an over as this should be, it doesn't sound so fucking easy after all, as lefties are pounding this guy and not striking out, and they are projecting 5 of them. So I need a lineup. Give me the whiff, and you can still hit your strikeouts while getting your ass kicked, though, but may just end up being a half-unit play because there is mass volatility in these numbers, in his splits, as well as these bats and the way they've been hitting. Now we got Charlie Morton at the Rockies. Number 24 in the black book is striking people out at a 25.5% clip, while walking people 11% of the time. Morning line was 6.5 minus 148 on FanDuel, and that is exactly where it's still at. PrizePicks has him at 6.5, which is weird. Usually they bump a guy up when he's a minus 150 to a 7, but hey, no shame, no game. Outs are under over 17.5 on PrizePicks, where the projected lineup for your Rockies is 5 righties and 4 lefties. Now we get to talk some Charlie Mimo at the Rockies, and man, have the Rockies been pick onable versus either side of the plate, as they are tops in the league at whiffing and chasing, let alone the numbers they bring into this matchup, and hence we get match juice on a 6.5 with Morton, when just based off of his win percentage alone, he would be at plus money to the 6.5. They have to add in the tax on the Rockies as well, guys. So it's baseball. At least they didn't sit there and say, please bet it. Please, please, please. Now, you know my rules of a guy betting on a pitcher in Colorado. I will not even look to bet you the first time, as the thin air does play tricks on you and on your breaking pitches. So let's go see how Morton has done versus the Rockies. And in his last game last year versus them, he did the damn thing. Granted, he gave up 4 earned runs. He went 5 innings. He had 8 strikeouts. So it looks like we can get in if we want to. But let's dig a little deeper. In 7 total games in Colorado for Morton, that was the only game where he had at least a K per inning. As in 38 innings lifetime in Colorado, he's only struck out 30 batters. Now, we know Morton has an issue walking people, and his walk percentage is up there first for any starting pitcher. But he has math issue walking people in Colorado, as well as those 38 innings of work. That dude's walked 18 fucking batters, almost a half a batter per inning. That's crazy. And that's where we get into looking at the books. And what they have set and lined, they have Morton's walks over 2.5 at plus 140. And in his last 10 games, he's walked at least 3 and 5 of those. That don't equate to plus 140. That's even fucking money. And if you want to go back through the whole year, he's walked more than 3 in 55% of his games. Huh? Whoa. As I did want to take his walks over after doing my cap. But I ain't going to do what the books do, guys. And we talked about this a couple other weeks ago with old Charlie Mimo. If Charlie Morton don't walk fucking 3, he gets 7 strikeouts in his fucking sleep, guys. That's it. That's all. End of fucking story. So, yeah, you may see old Sharpletta on that 6.5 once this is said and done. Because, yeah, last time a couple of my guys went and bet it. They're like, bro, your breakdown said he wasn't going to fucking walk 2. Sweet. It's the sweet stuff. And, yeah. Charlie Morton doesn't walk 3. That guy gets fucking 9, guys. It's just that simple. Are you going to get the calls on the edges or not? Now, this came down with Senga the other day when they tried to give his whole ass outs, his walks at 1.5. And that was off, guys. So if these guys do what the books say they're going to do and not walk that many people, you can't go under. You fucking better not, guys, because that's their issue of not striking out a bunch of people. And they are projecting 4 lefties in this lineup, where this man has dominated lefties throughout his career. Granted, he has struggled on the road where he's at today, and he has struggled in Colorado, but not last time. So, is what it is. It's either over or nothing with his strikeout props, as they're saying he's not walking 3 people today. And now we get into what is the last game today on the board, and this is how we get a minus 320 at plus money. Number 48 in the black book, George Kirby versus the A's, striking people out at a 23% clip while walking people 2.5% of the time. Yeah, 2.5% of the time. Morning line, 8+ at plus 106 on Caesars, to where the best line available now to the 7.5 is still on Caesars, but now plus 117. PrizePicks has them at a flat 7, whereas fantasy score under over is at a 37.5. And that's the way we end our 2-pick on PrizePicks today. We have Jose Berrios over 29.5 fantasy score, as well as George Kirby over 37.5 on his fantasy score. Double overs, double fantasy score. Get in where you fit in. 100 gets me 3, and I need to eat. Projected lineup is 5 righties, 4 lefties. We end the day in a game full of rain, guys, but the game will be played as the Mariners have the only retractable roof in the game, as it's open through the top sides, yet closed over the top. So rain will come in sideways on a drizzle, but not enough for them not to play. So we get a super taxed K-prop today if we want in on Kirby versus the A's, as it's a 7.5. When his win percentage to the 6.5 is 60%, and yet only 30% to the 7.5. Yet the amount of tax they added onto this man's win percentage pushed him up to that 7.5, where if he would have had 50%, we would have had a minus 150 on the 6.5. But nah. We get what we get, as this is a spot that people will not look to bet under, and the books are not welcome to having in open-armed, one-ended money, so they jack them up to give themselves a way to hit. Cool, fine. I don't give a fuck. I don't do that. Nah. We already know we do not do that. We do not chase, guys. So let's talk about it. This team does bring in a lot of whiff, and that's the key to running a K-prop with this man, guys. As well as this man being at home, where he has an elite strikeout percentage of 27% compared to an atrocious 19.5 on the road. And he's handled righties and lefties the same this year. K percentage anywhere from a 22.5 to a 23.5. So lineup projecting don't really fucking matter. Just give us the whiff. As well as we have, like I said, a team who whiffs. And when we look at Kirby, guys, and how he's done versus other teams in that department, I had to go back to May 9th, as his velocity and spin rate was down the first few weeks, so I stopped tracking him. And then I started again on May 9th. So since then, he's faced the Rays, where he went 7 innings with 7 strikeouts, back-to-back with the Twins, where he had 10 and 9 strikeouts, as he went 7 innings with only 5 strikeouts versus the Angels, but at least came back versus the White Sox and had himself a 9-piece. So based off of whiff percentages, teams he has seen, we get taxed, guys. And Sharpie don't play that. But after the lineups come out, I was going to look at pulling him down to win. And then I said, why do that? I think Kirby goes out there and shove. We got Waldekuk on the other side. This team is one of the elite hitting teams right now, let alone versus a lefty. Their numbers are through the roof. Yeah. And Mike's on the RBI of Julio Rodriguez, which all plays into me taking George Kirby for a half unit to record the win at plus 115. I got a minus 320 favorite at plus money. Yeah, that's how you fucking do that, guys. Why fucking be out there and fuck around with the books and the K-prop and the fuck, they got to jack them up. Now I got to fucking hit 8. Nah. We're going to take him to win and to shut down this A's team and not even have to have a perfect game. Why? Because Waldekuk and the A's are on the other side, and he's good for 3 to 5 himself. So get in where you fit in. George Kirby for the win at plus 115. And that's where we also took his fantasy score over 37.5, guys. Now, if he gets 6, if he gets 5, if he gets 8, we still hit this K-prop. As I have him going quality start, as I have him recording the win, and that hits it. So he should hit this. His K-prop is going to be live. If he gets hooked, it's because they added one on, but they did it because they had to. They had to secure themselves, as they did not want one-way action on the 6.5. So is what it is. I found my way in, and I'm going to get in where you fit in. So today's recap, guys, real quick. We took the Blue Jays race to 3 at minus 150, as well as George Kirby to record the win at plus 115. Yeah. And then we've got a 2-pick prize picks, where we've got Berrios' fantasy score over 29.5 tied to Kirby's fantasy score over 37.5. I'll be looking at lineups as the books are telling us Charlie Morton's going to hit today, guys, because they want us to bet his walks over, which if they want us to do something, we don't do it. We got to look the other way. And the other way says if Charlie Morton don't walk 3, he going to slap his nuts on the table. As well as Gavin Williams was also talked today, as this man will have and should have the whiff out there to do it. It's just, does he get hit hard enough to where he's not out there long enough? As he does struggle versus lefties, versus a left-handed dominant lineup. And it's not just the K percentage. So check out the breakdowns. I'm glad it helps a lot of you with making your bets. I've heard a lot of messages from people telling me, they're like, bro, I hit this bet off your breakdown. I hit this bet. Capping a capper, guys. I give you literally hours and hours of information. I don't just come up with this shit off my ass. I'm checking everything, like 10, 11, 12 different sites sometimes, going through multiple books. And yeah, I can overlook shit. I can. And yesterday that happened 2 times to me. So yeah, as I wanted a few people's earned runs over, those would have cashed easily. But no, you live and you learn. And you learn more than you live, because we all die one day, guys. We all die one day. So appreciate you all. Smash that like button if you haven't. Let me run through the chat, see who's got some best bets or questions asked. If it don't have Weeby Pubbin next to it, I am skipping right on over it, fellas. Makes it a lot more easier. Yeah, I know about the likes. These guys don't hit likes, but we got a bunch in here who want to bet our plays. So y'all know the drill. Justin McElvoy, he out here giving up Mariners over 7.5 in that game. Definitely like Waldicock to get Waldichuck today for sure. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, man, it's so much easier just skipping Hahn and Heyman. Wasn't expecting Ruiz to K 3 times. No, bro, I wasn't either. Especially being on that fucker's under yesterday. That's the way I got burnt. Alex Cobb over 4.5 Ks for our boy Cover Kings as his best bet. Those are all the ones I've seen with Weeby Pubbin, fellas. So until next time, y'all know the drill. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go over there, use that promo code PubSports. You're going to get a match deposit up to 100, minimum of 25 on your first deposit. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks. And our special guest today was Pimp Slap Play of the Day. If you guys want my action on the other games after the lineups, make sure you turn into Pub Sports tonight, as we do have the Contender Series live stream that will be popping off. And I will be in there with my boys, at least capping tomorrow's card, as I'm not too good at giving MMA bets out. I like to lose in the MMA community world. So yeah, sometimes you just stick to the fucking shit you're good at. And speaking of, football's around the corner. Till next time, guys, stay safe. Let's make some money.
Keep firing, assholes!
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at